hopefully this is connecting because it's giving me the little reconnect message. But so tonight we are going to make a bunny door hanger. But first I just kind of want to show you the monthly transfer for this month. I just have to figure out a project for it and we'll do that. This month is a little different. If you sign up to receive next month, you can't purchase this month because there's a little typo in it. So that's the little downside with this month, but still can get sign up for next month, and then you just would have to sign up for 3 months. So tonight we're gonna I have this door hanger that I painted. This is just one of those it's like thin, really thin wood, and I painted both sides brown and purple. So I'm gonna decorate both sides of it, and I have a couple different things. Just try to keep myself a little bit organized. So I'm going to use the Transfer Total Mental Block. It is Hello Spring. So it's one of those, the minis. So there's those 2 pieces. And these are the pieces I'm not using. And now this one came out last year. So it has 12 different pieces, and it's still available this year. Oops, a couple different parts to it. Do a lot of different things with this. So it's not all Easter. It's a little spring, little Easter. And then, so those are what we're not using. And then this is another one that I'm using here. Just a happy Easter. So my thought was with this, to do one side kind of Easter and one side spring. So that way you could just, put it out on the door and flip it over depending on either what you celebrate or, if you just want to have Easter, oh my gosh, I can't even talk, an Easter decoration for a shorter time and a spring for a longer. So the first thing we're going to do, I have these little flowers. I'll just kind of show you just because it's a little hard to see. So this is what they look like when they're painted. These are wood flowers. They almost feel like a combination of, I don't know, like paper and styrofoam. I don't know. So I have one here that I didn't paint, and I'm just gonna move this aside, and I'm gonna paint it. Nope, that will definitely fall down. So I'm just gonna put a little piece of cardboard down. One thing I didn't look for, make sure I have is a brush. Oh, I do. Okay. So you could use watered down paint. I'm just going to use a little chalk paste. Let's see. That's what I used to paint those other ones. Okay, this is like super dried out chalk paste, but it's still good. I just need a little, oh, actually it's not too bad. I'm just gonna kind of go like that. So you really just don't need much, and you can, obviously go really light with it, whether you're using the, chalk paste or your whatever paint you want to use. And you just brush it right on. I will tell you, you don't want to use a heat tool to dry these because they will kind of melt. Because I was getting a little impatient, and that's how I dried one of the ones I did before. And it's really just kind of tinting it. You can go as dark or as light as you want. I'm so bummed. And you have to be gentle. I'm so bummed. I was trying to do it so I could, view comments and everything with my other phone. And I guess now my other phone is officially too old. I can't even get on Facebook with it. So hopefully I'll be able to see everything here. So yeah, you would just go along and you paint it however dark you want it. You could mix multiple colors, you know. You could do it however you want. So that's pretty self-explanatory. But they're like so weird because they're like, it's like styrofoam. I don't know. It's very strange. Or you could just use artificial flowers. Oh my gosh, that was a struggle. So I'm just going to move this aside. Okay. So just like that, look how fast I painted them. So those are the ones we're going to use. Just move my water so I don't knock it over. That's kind of actually going to be like our last step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate a tag to go on each side of the bunny. And so I apologize, I'm not saying hello because I can't see who's here because my little phone issues. So now this transfer, I have used all these pieces multiple times. If this was especially if this was brand new to me, oops, that's totally not in the middle. I would want to make sure to use like a little towel or like my sleeve or something and get some of the stickiness off because you don't want it to be so sticky that you can't peel it up. Right. Sorry, I'll turn it that way. And I'm just going to use black for this one. Oh no, wait, this one. See, I almost messed up. I mean, I could have just flipped it over. So the chalk tags are like a one-time use. See, I had everything like laid out with each color with what I was doing. So here I have that. This is peony. So you just want to mix it up. This is a little bit thick. So my little spray bottle. I'm just gonna do a little spray of water in there. You just want it to be like cake batter. And you don't want it to make that like Rice Krispie kind of noise when you stir it. All right, so just gonna really quick. So how is everybody with kids doing? Being home with your kids? Trying to get them to do all their schoolwork and amuse them and not lose your mind. I can't even imagine. And it's not like it's even warm enough to be outside. So now just, you want to peel it off. And now you have that on there. And then this, you're just going to either stick in some water or just kind of set it aside. I'm not leaving it for so long that I'm worried about it. So I'm just kind of putting it on the side. I always used to have the water and everything, but you want to definitely rinse it off, quickly. You don't want to have it sitting here for too long because you don't want the paste to dry in the transfer, because these transfers, if you haven't seen one up close before, it's like a mesh right in there, just like silk screen. So you don't want the little openings to clog. Okay, so that is for one of them. I'm just gonna move that out of the way. And now this one I'm going to use two parts to it. And this one I'm using the black. And just remember too, you want to mark on the back so you know which side you're putting it back on. The glossy side is the side you want to stick it back to. You don't want to stick it back to the other side. So either just put some kind of like X or, the name of the transfer. I feel like I've disappointed my neighbors because I have not had like anything on my door, literally just like the hook hanging over the door with nothing on it. And I keep like, I don't know, I think I not too long ago took down the Christmas wreath, but all right. And this one I want to kind of, I don't want it to be too far up because I'm going to put a ribbon there, but I do want it a little further up, I think. That's the great thing with this. You stick it down, it's not quite how you want it. You just pick it up and do it again. I'm not doing well with centering anything tonight. All right, that's good. So, same thing with this one. And again, if they were brand new, I would definitely want to be like fuzzing them, but I've used these a bunch of times. I just want to make sure I left enough room before okay. So I'm just going to put this to the side for the moment. Now I'm going to use black for this one. I know it doesn't seem very Eastery or springy, but I have a plan. Okay, same with this. This is a little bit thick. My noisy little water bottle. I mean, for this project, just because it's such a little amount of space, little transfer rather, if it was on the thicker side, it probably wouldn't be such a big deal, but okay. It barely takes any. Just come along and, oh, this is a squeegee that is not a good one. Shoot. I don't know how I always think I separate them out, and I must have put the wrong one back in. It just has like a little groove on it and it creates lines. All right, now I put way too much on there. You just want to be careful not to go like off the transfer, especially on this kind of surface, because it's a one-time use. However, there are ways around that. Okay. So normally I would wait for this to dry completely. And I just realized I probably should have put the camera a little closer doing such small things. It just kind of does dry pretty quick, but all right, I'm gonna just So I am trying, I'm not touching where I just laid it over. Now, of course, I should let it dry all the way. So, and I have it purposefully kind of off the edge there. Okay. And see, it did lift off a little bit of that, but it's fine. I'm impatient, so. Okay. So there's our second one. I was just like the black and white. I always think it's nice together, so. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way. So this is now, we're like done with the chalk paste. And I have it on my fingers, of course. And I'm just gonna move this over here. Okay. These out of the way. So how is everyone keeping themselves busy during all of this? I hate to say it, but I've been keeping myself busy by going to work. I won't really comment on that too much because I don't want to get myself in trouble. All right. And we'll just leave it at that. Because apparently I'm essential. Who knew? Alright, so I just have a bunch of different ribbons to the side here. So since this is double-sided, I'm just doing one color around here, or the white around here, and then it'll give it a little ability to move, or you can kind of move them how you want them when we attach the tags. I'm not sure which, I think this side I want it's not going to show really, but I don't know. Shoot, I did plug in my glue gun. I was so afraid I was going to forget to do that. And then I'd be like, oh, well, it would go like this. All right, and I'm not flipping you off. So just kind of doing, I don't know, you could make it a bow if you really want to. I'm going to be hanging a tag over it, but I'm going to let the little ends hang off. So we'll start with the purple side. Let me keep it toward you guys. So the purple side is the side that I'm going to do kind of like black and white theme. So I didn't realize I just have like a smidge of this ribbon left, of course. So my initial plan was to use a little bit more. Then when I actually looked at it this afternoon, I was like, oh well. So I'll just tell you too, with ribbon or any of this kind of like this stuff, you don't ever buy it at full price. It's seriously, you can go to any of the craft stores and get this stuff like half off at least. After Christmas, I think I got this ribbon was like 80% off. I'm like, that's just crazy. Black and white ribbon, just because it had the little Christmas logo on the thing. Like, it's just, doesn't matter what the package says. It's like you always buy, after Christmas, like for Valentine's Day, because if you're using red. And then same thing for St. Patrick's Day, you'll use the green. So I'm just going to take this and push the loop through, because this ribbon is thin enough that I can do that. And just be mindful though, that is all still wet, I can tell. I don't want to screw it up. Okay. So, and then I'm going to attach it on, but I'm just going to give it a minute before I do. I really wanted to put this ribbon through that too, but you can't. And I was thinking maybe bows, but I'm definitely not a bow making person. Alright, and because I can't put this right through there, I'm just going to tie it. Just to kind of give it a little, I don't know, a little something. I wish I had a little bit more of that. I have some more black. Oops. And definitely with ribbon, make sure you have really sharp scissors when you cut it, because otherwise it's going to just... And I'm not looking for this to be perfect. Kind of want it to be a little messy. That way, if it doesn't come out how I expect, I can just say, oh, I meant for it to be like that. All right. So the white ribbon is not kind of folding real well, so. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know. I think once I get it on the door, I can kind of arrange these little pieces, maybe tack them down with glue. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, just like that. There will be a little pop of color when we do the other side, and hold on. It's not quite how I was getting it to go before. You just kind of mush the ribbon how you want it. I also don't want to cover my little Hello Spring. I think I'm going to tack it with glue so it stays how I want it. So that's going to be the decoration more or less for this side. All right, we'll just put that to the side. And now for the other tag, just to give it a little bit more color, I'm not gonna do ribbon for this one. Well, I mean, I'll put ribbon through there, but, oh, you know what? I didn't think about this ribbon is not gonna fit through there, but, well, we'll see what happens. So I just have washi tape, and if you don't know what that is, it's just like a paper tape. You can get it like any of the craft stores. I think you can even get it like at the dollar store. And I'm just gonna put like a little piece on, try to get it somewhat even. And it'll just kind of look like I did a little design on there. It is removable. A lot of times people use it in scrapbooking and like card making and stuff. But I just want to give this like just a little interest. I feel like I'm heavy breathing. But so that'll be for the other side. So on this, actually maybe I'll put, oh, this poor thing, I'm just strangling it here. Maybe I'll do this side. I mean, you could add as much or as little ribbon as you want, but just to give you an idea. All right, now for the other side, we'll just go to that. So my original thought was to glue the flowers right on here because this obviously isn't meant to be double-sided. So the hanging thing is just like, you don't want them to have like a little staple in his head. So I was doing it to hide that. And it also kind of made me think of, you know, when you got a chocolate bunny, it has the ribbon around the neck and then it's got the flowers on it. So instead, what I was gonna do, here's my little piece of cardboard. I just cut this little piece of cardboard. I'm actually gonna glue the flowers to that. And then I'm gonna slide it over the ear. So that way you could actually use it for either side. So that will give a little color to the other side as well. So let me just move that out of the way. Get my hot glue gun. Let's see. Let me just make sure I kind of did this just quick. All right. That should be hot enough. Oh my gosh. So I just have to do it off camera because the cord isn't long enough. Sorry. I mean, I'm just gluing these on here. I guess my table is a little bit further away from the outlet than it was before. So these wood flowers, I don't know, they're so neat. I actually bought them probably like over a year ago. And it's like, I wasn't really sure. I've done a couple little things with them. I wasn't really sure like what to do with them. And the glue does melt them too, so just be mindful how much glue you're using. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it like that. And I wish I had some fine ribbon. I'm saying that as I probably have like 100 things of ribbon. But surprisingly, I really don't have like any white ribbon. All right, so let me just move this back in the frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this little piece that I'm doing, and I wanna make it so that it'll fit over like the widest part of the ear, and then like add a little slack. Something else with this, if you're putting this on your, which I would think you would, but on your front door, if you get that afternoon sun, you're gonna wanna use something like this to do your gluing. This is E6000. It stinks, but it does a great job, and you don't have to worry like hot glue. Sometimes when you hot glue stuff and if you get that hot afternoon sun, everything kind of just starts falling off. Because I made something for one of my neighbors, and that's what happened to it. She kept blaming her kids, thinking they were pulling the flowers off, but it was just falling apart. Hold on, I'm just gonna glue my little ring of ribbon here. Hopefully I don't burn my fingers. I do have like little like chopsticks I can use, but and I'm gonna put a little bit more on here, which I am gonna use when I glue on here. This is gonna be super awkward. I probably should have put that on first. Okay. They do sell like little things you can put, oh shoot, I'm not on camera. Little things you can put on your finger for doing this same kind of thing. It's kind of funny looking. Okay, so that is, it looks like a napkin ring. Hopefully did I make it? Good. And it's just enough that it covers that little, let me get that out of the way. I know I have like cobwebs of glue here. So it's just enough that it covers that little knot, which is what I was trying to do. And I could take it and put it to the other side as well. The other thing too, if you flip it and it was on this side, it's gonna sit all weird. So that's the other reason I was trying to make it so that you could somehow take this off. Let's see. Probably should have made it a pinch bigger, but. So tomorrow I will take some pictures of this, of it actually on the door, so you can get a good look at it. Oh my gosh, I love it on the purple. Definitely looks cute. After the video I'll take pictures just on the table, but okay. So this is the side for this one. So maybe I'll use a piece of wire to put this on, because I feel like if I just try to glue it, it's gonna not cooperate. And you should use wire cutters, not scissors, as I do. These are crappy scissors, so it's okay. They're not my good scissors. And I mean, if you don't like this kind of bow like this, you know, obviously you do one that you like. I just wasn't gonna come on live and try to make a bow, because it would just look like a hot mess, I'm sure. Like, I can make a bow, but I don't think I could make it under pressure. And I'm sorry this is like upside down and okay. And you can, that's not how I want it, but, and you can kind of trim these however you'd like. Let me just tuck some behind it. Or even add another flower into it. Okay. Like, you know, add one of those in there. This camera is like way too close, but there's that side. I don't know. There we go. Okay, and now we'll do the other side. Let me just take this off so I don't untangle it when I flip it over. This is like a high maintenance bunny here with this freaking thing on its ear. Okay, so I'll do the other side. And I feel like now this is gonna look so plain without all the ribbon. Maybe. I'm surprised I had ribbon sitting here. I feel like something like that. I feel like I wouldn't have it, and I'd be like, oh, let me use this instead. Okay, and I'll just do that. And I'm just gonna tuck the wires behind it. Nobody's looking that close. If you're looking that close on my front porch, then I don't know what you're doing. All right, so I'll just put that one on there like that. And maybe this one will actually do a bow. Just like a simple bow. Let's see. Try not to like embarrass myself too much here. I don't know. Do a bunch of ribbon like that. I don't know how well this is gonna work because this ribbon is pretty coarse. Okay. I've also seen a lot of people use pipe cleaners when they're making a bow. Do I have the same amount of loops? I don't think so. Hold on. I don't have the same amount on each side. Let's start again. I'm just gonna do this. That way I'm sure that the ribbon will be equal. Okay. Yeah, definitely not a bow maker, so just, I don't know, freaking like buy a bow. I usually, if I make a wreath or something, I just use a lot of hot glue to hide whatever I've done with the bow. Yeah, this isn't going to be pretty. And this ribbon doesn't help either because it's very, shoot. I don't like it. Yeah, no, that's awful. We're gonna do like on the other side. I tried. All right. So we'll just take a couple pieces and we'll kind of go with the same kind of idea as the other side. Well, that just like went really bad. So that's how I know Jeff isn't really watching and he's playing video games because he would have commented. Definitely. All right. So. Okay, I'm going to use this little piece to do something to tie it with. Oh my gosh. That was pretty ugly. Oh, I should use oh my gosh, train wreck. All right, here we go. The big piece. And then that way any pieces that are showing from the other side, it'll look intentional. I just don't, I wish I had like this color or that color ribbon. I don't have any ribbon that's that kind of color. You could also use like scrap scraps of fabric or something too might be neat. I might be fixing this after this is done. Hold on, let me slide it over a little bit. Alright, well, you get the idea. Whatever your kind of style of, this isn't the best ribbon for this, I think is kind of, I bought this ribbon specifically for around, just to go around the neck, not for this part of it. Maybe just hide it. Oh, it looks beautiful now. So I'll just show you. And again, I apologize because it's so, I like the camera too close. If I go this way, you can kind of see it better. So like that. With these flowers though, just be really careful because they are fragile. Or the other side. I actually really like this side better. The purple. Alright, so I will do some pictures and post them tomorrow, but I'll just do some quick pictures right on here and I'll post them in just a couple minutes. Alright, well have a great night. Thanks for watching and be safe.